Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures after a night of storms here in the UK, and it's wreaked havoc. Luckily, I'm on the allotment this morning. It's absolutely glorious. We've got the sun out, the wind has dropped significantly. In fact, there's very little. It keeps rearing its head occasionally, but by gum, 100-mile-an-hour winds almost here in the UK yesterday, and well, some things have survived and some haven't. I have noticed nearby that there's a few trampolines in a very rough state this morning. Well, should I tie them down or take them down? Well, lots of things are happening on the allotment. I've actually, for the first time really this year, actually had time on the allotment and things have started to happen. So why do I have a set of Allen keys in my hand? Well, sit back, relax, get yourself a cuppa. Oh, I'm going to have one very shortly, I can tell you. And well, enjoy today's show. Well, I've been busy on the allotment this morning, and as I said last year during one of the last few shows, that there are going to be a few changes here on the allotment. Well, I've started this morning. As you can see from behind me, I've taken the greenhouse frame down, and there's bits over there. I've got lots of tidying up. There's bits over here. In fact, you have some photographs. Don't know why you need photographs because you can see it, but there's a photograph of the sides here. Luckily, they came apart in one piece, and then I've got all the other pieces of the stuff over there. What's magnificent and has been happening over the past year, and I've not really touched them, I've not at all cut them back or pruned them, but you can see in the distance the beautiful laurel now is becoming a perfect height to be topped off, and hopefully that make it a little bushier. It's a lovely backdrop now to the allotment and the filming. It looks magnificent. The green has come out really well. Obviously an evergreen bush, incredible things. And well, I was very lucky. I got those all for 3 years ago. And yeah, one of the other allotment holders here didn't want them, was getting rid of them. They'd had them piled up for ages actually, and said, would I like them? And I said, of course, yes. And they've been put there, and well, as I say, they're doing really well. I'm so pleased now that I've got this area clean. Obviously still lots of hard work to do, so I need to build a little retaining wall across here, proper one. May get some scaffolding boards actually because they look really nice. Even try and maybe get some bricks, and we'll see. But it's time wise, isn't it? You've got to look and see what you're doing, where, and how much time it takes. So that's really exciting that I can have this. I'm going to flatten all this area a bit like that side, and we're going to have lots and lots of flowers here. Also, I can now start really picking on my strawberries here, and they have survived the winter. So I'm going to cut all the dead leaves back, and we'll be able now to have a great, hopefully, expanse now of strawberries, because I've now got the bed behind me, so we can move upwards, we can move across, we can do what we like. Plenty of lovely soil here, and it's very good draining, because I've said in the past here on the allotment, this actually is all, a lot of it come from the houses behind and nearby, and it's all off the fireplaces, so there's plenty of drainage. Obviously you have to put stuff in it, you can't just leave it, otherwise it'll just become, well, a dead soil. And well, this is what's happening here on the allotment. I'm going to make lots of room here now for get some more composting and also some lovely manured fertiliser. Speaking of manure fertiliser, we have to go to Darren in Wakefield, because Darren, you've sent me some amazing shots, and your hard work I know is paying off for you, or will do later on in the season. You've dug over, you've tidied up, you've cut everything back, you've cleaned all your pots, your greenhouses. In fact, I'll stop talking and let's have a look at some of your photographs. And these are just amazing. It is back-breaking work, as you've said. And but look at it, it's going to pay off. You've got your manure there. And in fact, do we have a little video, or is it still? I can't remember. If it's a video, here we go. And look at that manure steaming in the cold of the winter morning. But brilliant work. You're all set now for next year. And this, should I say, growing season to come. Well, what to grow? Now, I know, Darren, because you've told me, you got the same present as I did over Christmas, or should I say, before Christmas. Because as I've spoken in the earlier video, I was lucky enough to be bought a Christmas seed advent calendar. 24 little windows to open. Let me just move those branches. And, well, it's fantastic. So every day we got a new packet of seeds. And I've taken a photograph, so here's the photograph, but I have got them in front of me. And there's all sorts of things in here. We've got sweet peas, we've got basil, cucumbers, aubergines, some flowers, marvellous, parsley cress, which is great. And well, thyme, and we've got tarragons here. That's really good, of course, with chicken as well, and in anything. And then we've got lettuce, forget-me-nots, sunflowers. So there's lots and lots. But what I like about it is, not only do you get, obviously, your seeds in seed trays, obviously, so you can put your seeds into that. Now, hopefully they won't blow away because it's still a little windy. But you get your soil as well. And of course, these are koi mats, and you soak those in water and they'll double, triple inside, and then you can use those in your seed. But then look what you've got. It becomes a propagator, and that is just fantastic. They were actually quite expensive, but if you think you've got 24 packets of seeds in there, it works out roughly, I think, just under or over a packet of seeds that you buy in the shop. In fact, less, because it works out about £1 a packet of seeds. Now, for those that don't know anything at all about gardening, a bit that are frightened of the seeds, well, what to do? Well, they've thought of everything, because inside the box, and I will take a picture of this, every single seed you have here, it gives you your planting distance, your depth that you sow your seeds, your plant height, your position it should be, and how long it's going to take for those seeds to germinate. And then on this half here, we've got a lovely, lovely graph here that shows you when, of course, to plant and sow. To sow, plant, and pick out of the soil. Isn't that exciting? And brilliant. The word is harvest I'm looking for. And that is just brilliant. What a nice gift. Keep an eye out for that if you've really, really obviously stuck to buy someone for next season. I'm sure they will be around again. Now, let me put those on there. So thanks to that, Darren. Now, obviously, we've had storms here yesterday, just short of 100 miles an hour in certain parts of the country. But yet, we haven't had really freezing temperatures. We've been down to -2, 3 or 4. In some areas up in the Highlands of Scotland, you've been down to 6, 7s, 10s maybe, but not as cold as it's been in Canada. And Carole, bless you, you sent me another photograph of your freezing temperatures the other day. And well, I'm not going to tell you what they are. Let's speak for itself. Look at these temperatures. But Carole does say, because I said, how do you survive? And of course, they're ready for it. They're geared up for it all. They've got really heavy duty coats when they go out and all those things, so they can survive these temperatures. And of course, the plants and the soils are used to those types of temperatures, so they do survive. It's incredible. If they were here, I remember one year we had a massive big amount of snow, and well, -14, I think, got to, and everything here died. Absolutely unbelievable. A few things that are still continuing to grow on the allotment, and well, my lavender's still here. In fact, behind me here, just in the distance, you can't see it, just on the banking there, we have lavender and we have lemon balm. Again, my teeth aren't working, are they? We've got lemon balm. I've just cut those back, and well, hopefully they'll survive. Lots of things to do, as I say. Once again, it's great to have you here on Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. I hope you're all well. I look forward to you sending more photographs, more stories about the sort of things you're growing. But what else am I going to grow this year? Well, I've decided to go back to having a butternut squash. I'm going to have a go again at the loofahs, but this time I'm going to grow the loofahs outside. I'm going to build a frame, and over here where my raspberries were last year, a joining fence, that's where it gets the full sun, and they will, I think, really enjoy that. The thing when in the greenhouse last year, yes, it was lovely and warm, and probably too warm in some points, but I didn't get full sun all the time because I've got a couple of massive trees overlooking my part of the allotment, which gives shade, too much shade actually at times, which is a shame. But as I say, we're going to move those onto the big part of the allotment. Over here, well, that's where all the poppies were and the flowers. We're going to encourage those. I've actually got some onions, I think, and leeks growing over there. So we're going to leave those and try not to disturb them over the next few weeks. Once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment. Great to have you on board. Now we're out and hear more updates, but I'm going to have to give it a rest now because, well, the wind is getting up and, well, it could be proved difficult to film. I better go and tie a few things down. Thanks for watching and see you again very, very soon. Ta-ra.